right, good morning, gang. It's 50 degrees, so nice and warm outside, mostly cloudy. Raylene, JD. Raylene, do you ever get your morning started by saying, what the hell have I gotten into? How did I get tangled up in this whole mess? What the hell am I doing right now?
Almost every day.
Seriously. You got some short, fat fucker walking into your house every morning at 8:30, turning on microphones and cameras and stuff. I mean, how the hell did all of this happen?
Right.
Really?
Is the millions of dollars you pay me really worth it?
Is it worth it?
Not really.
Good morning, everyone.
Just saying.
And welcome to Fly on the Wall Productions and the Aired Out Podcast from Barrie, Vermont. That's where we are. We are so happy to have you on board with us. Obviously, I think most of you know by now, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. We're on the web at airedoutvt.com. That's kind of the hub there. If you get on airedoutvt.com, you're going to, well, pretty much see everything, what we do, where we go, how to get us, how to listen to us. Streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. Yes. Did I say that?
You did.
I'm excited. I'm going to be meeting up with Jay today.
Yes, and speaking out loud, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Let's see. No, it's damn. Is it speaking out loud or thinking out loud? I think it's thinking out loud.
Thinking out loud.
Thinking Out Loud is the name of his podcast, and I'm going to be chatting with him at some point later today. We're going to start out this morning with a kind reminder that you have 2 full weeks to place your Thanksgiving order for pecan pies over at Delicate Decadence. Do not screw this up. Do not miss this window. Is there a more important deadline or window of anything, Raylene, than missing the opportunity to get your pecan pie ordered in time at Delicate Decadence?
No.
Have you seen these? Obviously, you've seen these
I saw
things.
yesterday. Yesterday, I went in for my cookie fix.
Did you get the fix?
I got chocolate chip cookies. I got molasses cookies. So we got those. They're already all gone. By the way, I only had 2. One of each, and Craig took care of the rest. But and then I had a carrot cake that Tim shared with me.
Go ahead.
Holy
Go ahead, tell them.
cow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing better. You can have carrot cake at Thanksgiving, too. I'm just saying.
That and the other half
There's
of
no
it.
reason you can't.
Tell everyone where the other half went.
Your house.
And I got to tell you, driving home, I had to put it in my trunk. Driving home, I don't know if the leaf springs are bad in the car or whatever. The ass end of my car was sitting low with that carrot cake in the back.
Oh, yeah. It's all there.
It's all there.
Is that the only thing you could think of if, all the way home is that carrot cake is in my trunk? That carrot cake is in my trunk.
There were a few times where I was a little distracted and that red light came up on me a little fast. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't ask for a plastic fork so you could just put it in the passenger seat and eat it on the way home.
How do you know I wasn't licking my fingers when I pulled in my driveway last night? You don't know.
Well, you just said it was in the trunk.
Wednesday we have grilled chicken, roasted potatoes, covered in feta cheese. You get the vegetables. It's all done for you over at Delicate Decadence.
Yes.
Their Wednesday meal.
Call, order now. I mean, come on. It'll be all done for you. You go in, you pick it up. Oof. It's all put in these really awesome trays.
Yeah.
Cover on it. You just come home, turn the oven on 350, put it in the oven, go get your comfy clothes on, get out of the work clothes.
Forget about it.
Set the table, grab the tray out of the oven, set it in the middle with a spoon, and you're done.
And lie through your teeth to your wife when she comes home and tell her that you've been slaving in the kitchen for a couple of hours. Why not? You don't have
or
to,
your husband, or your whoever.
or whoever.
And
you don't
and-
have to say that Tim Bolton did all the work.
Or you can give him the credit because he very much deserves it. He and his staff, they do an amazing job over there.
You're right.
And
You're right.
if you want to order that Wednesday meal, you just call 802-479-7948.
It's that easy. And it's all over the Facebook page. Good morning to Donna Thunder. I always love it when Donna Thunder's tuned in.
She'll be tomorrow at the VFW
Talk to me.
doing Wing and Ding.
Oh, that's right. Wing a Ding.
Yep, you
That's
can
still
do
going
the
on?
sing-along. You can do all of that
Really?
over at the VFW tomorrow night.
She going to
Get
take the
wings, sing with Donna, hang out with Donna.
She going to take the shoes off?
She, of course.
All right.
Would it be Donna if she didn't?
Hey, Roger Hill is saying clouds, a few breaks of sun today, an occasional rain shower in northern areas this morning, maybe even a rumble of thunder near the Canadian border. He was saying that they've got some cumulonimbus clouds up there. That's
I heard about that.
that's thunderstorms. Mm-hmm. What the hell's going on here? 55 degrees for the daytime high, so we're going to warm up about 5 from where we are right now in the Granite City.
Yep.
Clouds tonight, blustery, some light rain showers mixed in with some wet snowflakes, possibly some slick spots if you're out late enough. 25 to 30, so just at that freezing point or just below. So drive carefully if you're driving tonight. Wednesday, mainly cloudy, some brief afternoon sunshine away from the mountains. Highs in the upper 30s, and it looks like Thursday morning is going to be kind of the first of the shit for the winter driving. Wintry mix, a little bit of accumulation, slick travel for the commute. Daytime highs on Thursday, 35.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're jumping in here. Enjoy this 55 today. Take off all of your clothes, run around your backyard, butt-ass naked, breathe it in, enjoy it while you can, because this is it right here.
Listen, so my sister was just got back from Puerto Rico.
Yep.
And they flew in last night, and we knew, like, I had checked ahead of time, is she really going to fly in? Because I knew that we were going to be getting the wind gusts, the crazy wind gusts. And so Jordan said, yes, it's still a go. They're coming in. So I just got distracted by the sight of the gray hair that I have. But anyways, it was one extremely rough landing.
Oh, I'm sure.
They couldn't do it the first time. They had to abort, fly around, and try again because they had gotten caught in a pocket. And it was so rough. My sister said she has not been that afraid in a really long time, but she thought they were going to land sideways.
How
Like,
long
literally, it was so bad.
How long does it take lorazepam to kick in? Like 20, 30 minutes?
No, about an hour.
That's not
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
good. That's not good in that situation.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, she said it was very rocky. It was quite frightening.
Well, this is the time of year when things are very unsettled. As I said yesterday, that I've been explaining to Lily that summer is starting to fight with winter, and summer is losing. I mean, did you see the purple and blue last night across Canada?
I did. Ooh. Yeah. It looked frightening.
Today is National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day today. Bittersweet. I'll pass on the bittersweet. Just give me the sweet. The
Yeah.
sweet and the almonds. I don't know. Bittersweet. Why do we have
What
to
is
say
bittersweet?
I don't know.
Is
what
that dark chocolate?
Semi-sweet? I don't know.
I
Barry
don't know
beat
either.
Barry beat last night. You and Michael were kicking ass. You talked about the school district. You talked about the North End. What else did you get into?
Mostly, well, those were the two big topics. I mean, the North End, tonight at the city council meeting, the state of Vermont will be joining them again and discussing, where they're at, maybe talking about some community meetings where people can weigh in and other things. So it'll definitely be a good city council meeting to tune into, especially if you're someone that lives on the North End.
Yeah.
And for me, the North End means from the intersection by Mr. Z's.
Yep.
All the way to Richardson Road. That, to me, that's the north end.
I think most would
And
agree.
then,
of course that is.
yeah, and then from like that same intersection south, would be from, I would consider, to maybe the intersection by this Berry City School.
Well, Rick Denty's the mayor of the North End, and that's on the north side of Mr. Z. So yeah, that's the North End.
Yeah.
Denty's Market.
To me, so it's any, it includes the,
Sure.
I think it's called Scampy Place or the Circle, Scampy Circle.
Yeah.
And, lower part of Berlin Street, etc. So, yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting meeting. I'm really excited to hear what they have to say and what else they're bringing to the table. And
this is tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's the thing is, so far, I know that it's mind-boggling to me sometimes that people say that the last time they were here that they just threw these things at people. And no, they didn't. The 2 weeks prior, they said, in 2 weeks, we're going to bring you some ideas. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what they did. They just brought ideas. And they're looking for Conversation. They're not saying, here it is,
right,
accept this or nothing at all.
Right.
That isn't what they're saying. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so it's just an idea. So be a part of the solution and present your ideas.
And just take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
Right.
Nobody is trying to, jam anything down your throat. We're all very sensitive right now, really.
Eminent domain. No one has said that.
Right.
It's not the goal here for any of them. And,
sure.
Yeah.
I also want to take a second here and just blow the horn on Lori Shepard, Wheels, and CB last night with the Four Quarters podcast right here.
Kicking ass as always.
On this network, on Fly on the Wall Productions. Their content last night is... It's just... I'm trying to get through a morning without saying mind-boggling. But I have to say, mind-boggling.
Yeah, last night, every
so
night,
good.
They do an absolutely incredible job. Every Monday and Wednesday, they bring it, for sure.
You know what? Because they're natural. Mm-hmm. They're natural. They don't have to sit and examine notes, and it's all up in the head. They're so passionate about talking about sports, whether it's local sports, whether it's NFL, NHL, whatever it is, they just embody it. They love it. By the way, the Lady Cats were playing last night, Catamounts basketball, and the guys too, kicking off their season underway last night. So
yeah,
it's amazing the things that we learn from them. Vermont headlines this morning. Before we get into Vermont headlines, I want to just ask you, or anyone really. No.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
Okay.
The Paramount Theater in Rutland is having discussions, and I think they're going to have another one soon, possibly real soon. They just had another gas station robbery, I think, last night down in Rutland, where they're getting everyone inside at the Paramount Theater. Have you ever been in that theater, by the way?
I have.
Oh, it's freaking beautiful. And just discussing crime and bringing the police into the conversation, and just getting, giving information, but also gathering ideas on what the community, just engaging the community in the discussion of crime and how to deal with it. And their issues down in Rutland are, frankly, getting worse and more frequent. And there's, as we have said many times on the air here, there's there's staffing shortages in every sector around the damn country. Okay, so everywhere, but police especially are having a challenging time just trying to do so much in a world that has, frankly, I don't care what state you live in, is in some respects is going mad. I mean, there's just some whacked out, crazy shit that's happening everywhere. And frankly, how the police are able to manage everything and do everything. I mean, stuff is getting prioritized and reprioritized almost constantly. Domestic stuff is kind of slipping through the cracks. I mean, there's only so many police officers to police and to serve and protect. During this is my question I'm leading up to, during the community forum that we've had, I think 2 now at the Barrie Opera House about flood recovery and long-term recovery efforts. There was some discussion during that where crime was brought up in some relationship to the flooding that we had. And it very quickly...
looting and stuff
looting,
was happening.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it very quickly got pushed aside, understandably, because the focus of the reasoning behind why we were there was recovery efforts. Do you think, and I think I posted on Aired Out not too long ago, is what they're doing down at the Paramount Theater in Rutland, has that happened in Barrie City at the Opera House, or should it, or will it, or do we know anything about that? I mean, honestly, I'm asking because I really don't know.
Well, I'm sure that Chief Vail would certainly be open to that. He is known to be someone who is very open-minded, very community, engaged. I mean, Chris, I see him walking Main Street, and I think he was riding a bicycle up and down Main Street yesterday. I really think that if it was brought to him or suggested to him, he would certainly be very open to doing something like that. Okay. I mean, I know that he's been involved in training in how they police in the city. They're getting body cameras in the city. We talked about that last night as well, which I think is absolutely amazing, not only for their safety, but, for others as well. But that goes both ways. But I'm more happy about it for the officers and their safety. So I think that you could definitely ask him, and that question could be posed. And to answer Donna's question, why can't we utilize the National Guard to help police our communities? So that question was actually asked not too long ago, and the answer given was they're not trained the same. That combat training is quite different from the police training and the way that people want police to respond these days. Two very different things.
Sure.
Now we may have a very different opinion. I mean, I say send in the combat training at this point. Sorry, but if you're asking for it and you get the shit kicked out of you, oh well. That's just my opinion on that whole thing. Because if you're not asking for it, you're not going to get it, even if you were up against a soldier. I mean, it's all in your attitude, and if you're being respectful and not being a jackass, then you're going to be fine anyway.
Absolutely.
So, sure. But that was the answer that was given when that question was asked, and I actually think that came up during COVID, when there were also a lot of people were robbing and sure. There was a lot of crime in the height of COVID, and that was the reasoning given.
Jay is going to be asking me today why I love podcasting so much, and The answer that you just gave is a perfect example to why I love podcasting
Because
so
we
much.
can say that.
Because we can be real, raw, relatable, sometimes responsible, but relevant. And you can say things in a podcast that you just can't on the radio. That's just the way it is. And I love that answer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, because it's the answer. It's the truthful answer.
we would love to hear what other people have to say about this too. We're going to dive into the headlines here, Vermont headlines, what's trending today. But before we do, let's give a shout out to Ruth, your Quick Lube and Auto Center, one of our presenting sponsors. They need to add a technician to their team. Reason? They're slammed. They are so busy, and it's not just throwing on a set of new winter tires. It's all kinds of mechanical work. They're jammed.
Yes, they are.
And they need another member to their amazing team.
And they pay hourly. It's not flat rate. They pay hourly.
See, that's huge right there.
Yes. And
That's big.
Tina graciously explained all of that to us because we did not know. But it is huge in the auto industry world, even when it comes to the cost that is brought to the customer,
Sure.
as well as the people working for them. So family owned and operated right here on South Main Street, a busy
Yep.
shop, but family oriented. Like you're literally like one big family there.
Sure.
And
Nick.
great place to be.
We got Nick, Colby, we got Tina, we got Brittany, the list goes
And
on.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all there.
Great people. And you just got your tires put on and some oil.
I did.
Might as well, and look at your sticker. I mean, if you're going in anyways, you might as well get some fresh oil. Just start checking stuff off the list. Just get it done.
Yeah, winter prep.
Trending this morning in Vermont, the shooting in Rockingham. Great news that it's non-fatal, but still, nonetheless, another shooting. And we're seeing the S word coming up in Vermont news way too much.
I posted the article, but I actually listened to the majority of that call on the scanner. And it was a domestic. It was where someone, a male subject, shot another male subject in a home, in the leg, more than once. And it was super intense. There was a little bit of a standoff. Again, the wind played a huge role. They had called for DART. DART wouldn't fly, so they called for Albany, and they didn't want to fly. So originally, they had to just be brought to the hospital in Springfield, and then they went to Dartmouth. But yeah, that was a domestic. So no, we know that it's not part of this long chain of crazy ass events.
Please.
That when they say it's no one's at risk, and they truly know that in this circumstance.
Yeah. Interesting. Again, Rockingham. Vermont State Police troopers carried out a police operation in Morrisville yesterday. I was listening to, or reading rather, to that unfold. Not sure what that was all about. I know there were drones in the air. They closed off part of the neighborhood in Morrisville and said, we're investigating something. We're doing something, and we're asking everybody to please step aside. We can. I mean, I'm just like everyone else. I mean, I hear stuff like this, and automatically I assume it's drug related. I mean,
well, it probably is because, my guess is it's probably drug related because it's related to the murder investigation with the two gentlemen that were missing from Massachusetts, because Morrisville was just one of the areas in which they were originally looking for those men.
Morrisville's not too far away from Eden.
Right.
Interesting.
So that would be my guess, if I had to guess, but who knows what they were up to.
Vermont announces new rules for unhoused Vermonters this winter. Digger has that story. You
Do you
shared
want me to
it
give
up
you the
this
rundown?
morning. Please.
So
Isn't she amazing?
it's
Everyone?
going to be from 11:15 through 12:15. It's going to be under strict weather guidelines that they will house you. So, totally weather related, crazy temps, mass amounts of wet, stuff like that. But from December 15th through March 15th, no matter what the weather is, they will be doing vouchers to house people in hotels that are homeless. So from November 15th to December 15th, it's all under strict weather guidelines. But from December 15th to March 15th, they will be housing people.
So I haven't read the story yet, but and tonight I'll be in the jammies with the readers on, and I'll be going back and reading all this. But is this what hotels is this for?
Well, all of the same local hotels that were being used in the 3-4 years prior.
Okay. Just for, you said in like an hour?
I didn't say like an hour.
How?
I'm not sure where you got that, love.
What was the time? What was the time that they could be in the hotel from?
It from 11:15, meaning November 15th through December 15th.
All right.
And then December 15th through March 15th.
Okay, I was hearing the...
So November 15th to December 15th is weather dependent. It depends on what, and the guidelines for that are pretty strict. And then, but from December 15th to March 15th, none of that plays a role. If you're unhoused, they will house you with a voucher.
There's so much subjectivity here. I mean, homelessness has such gray area. Weather has such gray area. What's cold? What's not cold enough? What's too rainy, too windy? What's, the weather's unpredictable. This has got to be, it's got to be tough for these hotels.
And here's where I always get in trouble, because here's where I'm a hard ass.
You're gonna get in trouble right now?
Of course. Why not? It's Tuesday, so why not? The day ends in Y. I understand that, homelessness is a problem, and I understand that nobody deserves to not have shelter, but I also believe that it's okay to have you work for that shelter. And I also really strongly believe that without services, meaning drug and alcohol counseling, life skills counseling, without services, that housing doesn't matter. It literally is a Band-Aid. That's all it is. It's a 3-month Band-Aid that says, here, this is a roof over your head for 3 months. We don't care what you do all summer. Or once it gets warmer, you can continue to be an addict. You can continue to rob people and commit crime and do all of those things to hustle and do what you got to do all summer. But in the winter, we'll take care of you because it's cold. How about we just take care of them by providing services that could maybe possibly make them move forward in life and not need the same services the next year too. It just...
Do something to break the cycle.
Yes, it's a vicious cycle created by the system. And the system is very, very broken, especially here right now in Washington County. I mean, I have talked about it a million times. Services are next to nothing. They barely exist at the moment. And that's disgusting, especially with the kind of money that has come in to combat these solutions and to combat these problems and give a solution. It's disgusting, and it shouldn't be happening. And we can house all the people we want if we're not providing them with services that they need to be well, then it's never going to matter.
Is this part of the subject material for your podcast, It's No Secret, today?
It is, actually.
All right. And that's at 12 noon.
It is.
High noon. For anyone who's listening right now, who's saying, well, where can I watch that? How can I catch that? Right here where you are right now is where you can catch that at noon. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to follow any other Facebook page or anything. It's right here where you are watching and listening right now at noon today. Right. It's no secret. Raylene is right next to me. We have a Vermont inmate who was caught stealing prescription drugs from prison. That's trending this morning. Are you shocked?
Not at all. I mean, that on the heels of the medical providers for the prison system going through a huge firing spree and suspension spree and release spree because they were providing drugs to inmates.
Yeah.
And so more than likely he had a little bit of help stealing is my guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's just like a nursing home. You lock your damn cart. They should be locked up and secured and this, that, and the other thing. And
sure.
So no, he shouldn't have done it, but the accountability there for where he was, the accountability is 100%. The facility needs to figure it out.
So he's going to be camped out for a little longer.
Not surprised by that either.
Brian Farnsworth just posted something. Just to go backwards for a second here to what we were just talking about, saying self-accountability also doesn't exist like it did. People have to want to be self-reliant and self-sustainable. What a great line that is.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally agree.
And if you feel good about yourself and then all of that stuff can happen.
Yep.
If you're going out, and I don't care if you're staying in a hotel and you go out and
sure.
you brush off all the cars in the parking lot, whether they're yours or not. You did something that day. You accomplished something that day. You shovel the walkways, vacuum the hallway, do something.
Sure.
To help in some way.
Up. Yeah. Times Argus this morning has the story, and you posted it, about the Vermont Food Bank, saying the rising cost and high demand has prompted a request for some funding. Do you know anything more about this before I sound off on it?
I do not.
Right. I haven't read the story. I know it's in the Argus. I'm going to at some point. But it just makes me just off the cuff here. Makes me curious about this $9 million that Mackenzie Scott gifted the Vermont Food Bank back in 3 years ago. I think it was December of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. $9 million. Again, largest donation in its history. But off the air, before we went live, you had some interesting comments about this, and I think you should share them.
Well, you thought that was an awful lot of money to go through so quickly, and I think that we've used an awful lot of food over the last 4 years. That COVID... and I hate to say COVID, because I'm so sick and tired of COVID, but it truly did put us in a situation that we've not ever been in, or not been in a really long time, where, thousands and thousands of people were not working and there was no income and food was needed. And unfortunately, I think we got very used to not working, or a lot of people did.
Yep.
And the need is still incredibly high, and unnecessarily so. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't understand why 3 years ago we weren't in this predicament, and now we are. Where did like tens of thousands of people rush to Vermont, and we just don't know about it? I don't know.
Yep.
I know that, and here's the unpopular opinion again, is if you're working and you're making a wage,
Yep.
and you're trying to take care of your family, and you're literally busting your ass to provide for yourself, and it just isn't enough, because let's face it, it's not. Everything costs like crazy. By all means, you should be first in line to get that help. And I often hate that people that bust their ass feel like that they shouldn't, because yes, you should. As somebody commented during Veggie Van Gogh, that they wish that it happened sometimes, not during work hours, because they work and they would love that little bit of help, but they can't get it because it happens during work hours.
Sure.
And they can't say, hey, can I leave for an hour to go to Veggie Van Gogh?
Right.
But anyways, I don't know how we got to that situation where we need so much.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, and I'm sure the Vermont Food Bank has, they can kind of itemize how that $9 million has been. Has been spent,
I'm
or
sure.
is being spent?
I'm sure it's
3
close.
years.
Maybe it's close to being all spent, so they know they're going to run out of money before the end. Before the end of.
I mean, what would we have done
next
with that?
year?
What would we have done without that $9 million from Mackenzie Scott?
Right, we probably would have been screwed. Who knows? But we know that they truck food all over. We know that that cost has gone up tremendously.
Sure.
We know that wages have gone up tremendously.
Yeah.
Not tremendously, but yes, in a way, because what you have to offer somebody to work for you is like holy shit. Because otherwise, they're not coming out to work for you.
Sure.
There are people. McDonald's is paying $20 an hour, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Everything has gone up. So who knows?
Can I just
It's a touchy subject.
It is. There's no question about it. Can I just say something about McDonald's? Because I meant to say this a couple of days ago and I forgot, and you just prompted me. I was in the drive-through. I don't know, last week. Mm-hmm. Andy and I were grabbing some lunch in Berlin, and the manager was running the first window there. Mm-hmm. I can't remember her name. Such a nice lady. I mean, she could not have been any friendlier, any happy. She acted like there was no place that she would rather be than right there doing what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And I asked her if she was hiring, and she almost laughed at me, and she's like, yes, every position, and we're paying well, and we're offering all kinds of incentives, and for the younger crowd that is looking to go off to college, or maybe they're in college or whatever, we'll work with your schedule, we'll work with whatever else is going on in your life, we will work with you. We have all shifts to fill. And I don't know. I wanted to say that, but I also wanted to say, when I pull up to the window, or if I walk into McDonald's or anywhere, it doesn't matter where it is, any fast food joint, and I see people, especially the younger crowd, for some reason I got a soft spot for that, busting their ass and working. I feel like saying, hey, thanks for working.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for slaving your ass and getting up and coming to this job
After you went to school and stuff, yes.
or whatever else was going on in your life. Yeah. And just thanks for working. Thanks for doing this job, for cooking these burgers that I'm eating, that I'm enjoying. We just take so much for granted. I'll tell you what, man. It's like, if you're waiting in line for a long time, whether you're in the restaurant, whether you're in the line outside in your car, don't be an asshole. Be understanding. Be friendly. Thank that person for working. Say, hey man, or at least say, how's your day going? Is everything going all right? And say thank you. Say thank you. I don't know, man. It's just like I've just
most people right now are working for 3. One person is working for 3 right now.
Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. I believe it.
If you read the stats, and it's 3 point something, but I don't ever get into all of that because I don't ever understand how you can have a 0.7 of a person. But,
sure, right.
Whatever. But truly, that is what they say, is that for every one person, they're doing the work of
that's interesting.
3 people.
You want 0.7? You're looking at them right now. Am I right, Raylene? Is this 0.7 right here?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's say happy birthday this morning to 34-year-old Steve Larkin. Scott Coburn is on the list at 45. Caitlin Wyman, happy 36 to you. Christina Kingsbury is on the list today. George Murdy is 67, the old fart. And at 32 years old, ladies and gentlemen, none other than Benjamin Wesley Lerner.
Happy birthday, Benjamin.
32.
Love that guy.
You talk about someone who is kicking ass every hour of every day.
Every minute.
He's
incredible. I am so incredibly proud of him. One of my most favorite people. And if you haven't checked out his podcast, you really should. Most of the links for his podcast, which airs on Monday night, are listed on the It's No Secret Facebook page. And then we have to say a special happy birthday to my dear friend, Charlie Averill.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Charlie. And a happy heavenly birthday to my brother, Andy.
Today being November
7th.
Yes. Celebrities today. I see that Adam Devine. I almost said Levine. It's Devine. 40. Lord is 27. And that's pretty much it for the celebrity list. I don't know. I could be missing someone. Did you know that today is election day 2023? I didn't. Head in my ass, I guess. I don't know. This is an off-year election, obviously, but we've got gubernatorial and state legislative elections in a few states. Some citizen initiatives that are going on, mayoral races, a variety of other local offices on the ballot. And there's a couple of key states to be watching today. Hey, listen.
You go ahead and watch them.
What are you saying?
I'm not doing politics today.
You're not going to sit in your jammies and watch all of these 5 key races going on today?
No. I'll sit in my jammies and watch the council meeting tonight.
Right.
That's about as politicky as I'm going to get.
Please tell people how easy it is to be involved in it and get engaged with city council.
Oh, it's extremely easy. You can walk into City Hall and go to any of the meetings, and all of them are available via Zoom, right. Whether it be the council meeting, planning commission meeting, DE&I, transportation, police, whatever. And if you really, really want to be involved, there are all kinds of open seats right now where you can volunteer to be on one of the committees, commissions.
Okay.
whichever it may be, and including there's a seat open on the planning commission. And I'm told by a few people in the community that there's somebody that really, really would like to join, and that she's very educated and knows a ton as far as planning and zoning and all of that kind of stuff goes. And I say, tell her to apply.
Well, whoever she is she going to?
Well, I hope she does,
All
if
right.
she's that qualified and she really truly wants to be involved. And then come on, get your app in.
Yeah.
The position is open, sitting there waiting for you.
All right. Should I?
Hey, G.
Is G on?
G's watching.
Where the hell is he? I don't see him.
Well, he's hiding
Should
from
I
you.
drop my application in?
Sure.
Okay.
If you want to, you can.
I feel bad for G, and I'll tell you why. Because he's missed 49 minutes of this podcast episode.
Well, he
already.
can go back and listen.
Yeah, but he
Or
doesn't.
how do you know that he hasn't
he
been
doesn't-
on and I just
doesn't
barely
do that.
realized?
He does not do that.
Maybe I just realized that he's on. Maybe he's been on the whole time.
Yeah. What, hiding somewhere?
Well,
By the way, when we say G, we're talking about Greg Forbes. Did I just say Greg Forbes?
you did. I hope he comes in and does a show with us. Maybe he can be like our grand reopening guest. Wouldn't that be a kick-ass way to start the We're Back? Is to start it with G. I mean, come on.
Well, it might crash and burn in the first hour. Seriously.
I don't care. I think that would be so incredibly awesome.
Well, we should really,
We should be talking to him.
we should really think about this. I mean, we should really map this out because that's, it's a big decision. Could be a complete catastrophe.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Just saying how it is, Raylene. He's been on before. You know what happens when Forbes is on the air with us.
Yeah,
You know,
I do know. That's why I want him to be out of the gate.
Literally, it's like the police are waiting for us
Listen,
outside
if
the
we're
building.
gonna do it up, we're gonna do it up good.
I don't want to get arrested. He stirs it up bad, like wicked.
That's why we love him.
Talk about no filter. Mm-hmm. When you look up no filter, if you Google no filter, picture of Greg Forbes right there on your screen.
That's right.
Comes right
That's
up.
why we love him. I love that man. Right to pieces.
I do too. What?
He says really.
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
you know how it goes. You can say it.
Really?
Yeah.
Our community calendar brought to you by the World newspaper, Central Vermont's favorite weekly newspaper, which reaches bazillions of people every week. Bazillions. We love them. Gary Haas and the rest of his team, everything that they put out in the World newspaper is frankly, it's all right there. You're looking for something to do. If you're not on the Air It Out page because your head's in your poop shooter, then you should be looking at.
God's
I'm just
sakes.
saying. Then you should be in the World because we get a lot of our stuff from the World, and I wouldn't be surprised if the World got a lot of stuff from you, Raylene. The amount of info that you are posting is incredible. What's going on in our community?
Well, I try to keep up with as
Incredible.
much as I can. Did you see the list of craft fairs and how big that has gotten? It has gotten huge. There are over 30. There are so many. What are you giggling about?
I'm giggling because you're just like, have you seen it? Have you seen the number of
Well,
goddamn
because you
craft
never
fairs?
look. If you of all people would just read the page, you would find out so much stuff.
I see the Waits River School Holiday Bazaar coming up on Saturday the 18th. and that they need more vendors. I see that, but you got like a montage of stuff that I saw
it's
last
pinned
night.
right to the top of the page, and I tell people come back often because that list literally changes sometimes by the hour. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It does.
And another big congratulations and a highlight. I just want to do this one because this is super important to me.
Take your time.
So the Rising Star, the Vermont Biz Rising Star Award.
Way to go,
One
Greg.
of them went to Gregory Tatro of Jenna's Promise, and just friggin' awesome. The kid, I mean, he does his sister proud for sure, and that whole family does. But I was very excited to see that acknowledgement of.
I just have to say, if you want to talk about somebody in our state who is actively, daily making a real
difference,
a real positive change, like serious go-getter, like bull by the horns, no fooling around.
Gregory Tatro.
And people like that. I'm getting upset, Raylene, because I'm saying there's so many people that do not even half the amount of stuff that he does that get the press. Gregory Tatro does not call up WCAX or PTC
And
or
say,
anyone.
hey,
and say,
I'm going to be
I'm
here.
going to do this. Can you come over?
No.
This guy flies under the radar.
Yeah, does not toot his own horn.
At
None
all.
of them do.
At
They
all.
are one of the most humble families. They are
Yes.
true, 100% Vermonter to the bone.
And if you have not read that story on the Aired Out page, please do.
Yeah,
Please.
and give Greg a big congratulations because
There's
that
a
was
reason why.
very well deserved. And I just love that family right to pieces.
When's he coming on the air? When's he going to get aired out?
Well, I know that Dawn Tatro, Jenna's mom, will be joining us soon. There was a little bump in the road because, as we know, the flood completely devastated Johnson. I mean, they were wiped out. They had to figure out housing and stuff for some of their residents, and they lost a lot. And then they were trying to help rebuild the town back up because that's what Jenna's does.
Sure.
Just so they had a lot on their plate for quite some time. So now we'll get that back into the swing of things. And I don't know when it'll be. I just know it'll be soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on your community calendar?
Yes. Well, kind of. Not on the community calendar, no. Outside of just go check out all the craft fairs because holy cow.
Usually the community calendar, I'm not going to lie here. When I say the word community calendar, Raylene, she just, her eyes start bugging, and I
have one more thing.
And I start thinking about a pee break.
Yeah, I have one more thing. November 17th. The Capitol Theater in Montpelier is reopening.
Friday the 17th.
That's a huge community announcement.
Huge.
So they have been shut down since the flood, and they are ready and opening back up on November 17th.
Awesome.
And you know who else is preparing to open back up in Montpelier?
Don't know.
One of our favorite guys.
DJ Barry?
Yes. World Cow, DJ Barry. So that guy just never gives up. He had just barely opened his store. And he really took his time.
Yep.
And made sure it was painted perfectly, and this was set up perfectly, and that was set up perfectly, and he just wanted it to be just so. Something he wanted to do.
Perfect.
And he did it, and then he got totally wiped out.
Got his ass handed to him, like so many other businesses
Yes,
did.
but he picked himself up.
Yep.
He brushed himself off, and he's doing it all over again.
Yes, he
the
is.
Same thing. I saw him in the window of a storefront, the bright green paint, and he's painting away with a big smile on his face.
He's always positive. He's
is.
the kind of guy where it's like a shitstorm, but he'll find the goodness in something.
Yeah, he is.
And
I was super excited to
Can we
see
go over
that.
there?
Absolutely. I would love to go over there.
We have to. Can we plan that like maybe next Tuesday or something?
Because we
We got to go.
We are all spots on the same cow.
We
I
are.
agree.
We are. And I would love to go over there and
Love
broadcast
that guy.
from his store if he'll have us in there.
And what he started with and what he has now in his message is literally worldwide. People from all over the
World are getting tattoos of
Yes.
his art.
And they want him to come and paint a cow in their country
Crazy.
or their town. It's insane. So we love that guy.
Okay.
And then Michelle Hebert of right here, William Ravies, has announced and released the market stats for this area.
Yep.
And she wants you to give her a call if you want to know what the stats are in your direct area. You can call her on her cell at 249-0921 or in the office at 479-3366. And of course, the ad's up on the page already, and you can look
Right.
at kind of where things are at. But
if you're thinking about
Yeah.
selling, or if you're thinking about buying, or if you know someone, a family relative, or whatever, that is thinking about buying or selling real estate anywhere in central Vermont, Michelle Hebert, William Ravies, BCK Real Estate, Main Street, Barrie, Vermont. Presenting sponsor of the Aired Out podcast, and my God, we love them. Those people know their stuff. The whole team over there. It's not just John Biondelillo and Marcia. I mean, they know their stuff too. But, I mean, they all are just oozing experts with the real estate market. So they're
Yeah,
pros. And
we
they'll
love
tell,
them.
They'll tell you how it is. They'll tell you straight up. No BS. They'll tell you.
So this, and I have another announcement. So this just in from our dear friend Tracy Haynes over at Giroux General Transport. They started their class last night, of course, opened their class with full house. Everybody, full house. And they want to announce that their next class will start January 15th.
Okay.
And they have 15 seats in that class. So January 15th, 15 seats to fill in that class. Let's fill it up.
All right.
Now is the time. Come on, we keep saying it, and I'm very serious here. There are so many jobs out there, and if you think you want to sign up for the class now, tell your employer. Start getting some of your training and hours in with them. Start letting them know that you're really serious about wanting to do this, and
Start reading the
more
book.
than likely they're going to help you out. But call Tracy now. January 15th, that class starts, and they also have. Let's see. Oh, she only has 13 seats left because 2 of them have filled up. So, the Hazmat Theory will be held on Monday, November 13th at 4 p.m.
All right.
So, give Tracy a call. Get
Look,
signed up for that stuff.
You're 15 days into 2024. You're 15 days into it. So if 23 kind of sucked, or 22 wasn't great either, you got a whole new year that is sitting right in your lap, and you have the freedom and the ability to do anything that you want with your life.
Absolutely.
If you want 2024 to be a big change up in your life, and you want to be a driver, you better get registered on that January 15th class. Giroux General Transport.
Michaela Bernier says, it's my sister's birthday, Manzi, 34 today.
Hey, Manzi.
Happy birthday.
Do you have anything else for a community calendar?
I do not.
All right. I woke up this morning in a complete, utter panic. The DMV is closing. The DMV is closing. Ah!
Tomorrow.
Okay. What's the deal with that? What's going on? They're closing things up to the 14th, I think?
Yes. So
right.
the 8th through the 14th, DMV will be closed. Today,
Are we going to be okay?
we're going to be fine.
All right.
Today, you can go into a DMV office for service, but you cannot use online today. So
Slow it down for me. Slow it down. I can go into...
Do you have anything you need to do with the DMV? No, you don't. So shut the hell up. I'm not slowing anything down for you. The post is on the page. They're open in person today. No online today.
That's
Closed the 8th through the 14th. Period.
Okay.
They're updating their system.
Tom Lowe's on tomorrow?
No.
Okay. Damn it.
I know,
All right.
but maybe a different day
All right.
this week.
I just want to mention here before we sneak out. Damn it! Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Monday Night Football last night. Chargers beat the Jets 27-6. Mm-hmm. Is that a beating or is that an ass handing? I say ass handing, but I know Shep and the girls were talking about it last night on the Four Quarters podcast. But let's see. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Shit, I can't remember. Trump yesterday. Did you get a chance to see any of that for our former president testifying yesterday?
I watched some of it this morning.
Taking the stand.
And I saw that he was pissing the judge off. The judge said, "This isn't a political rally. You're in a courtroom." I know that he was pissing the judge off a little bit, but I didn't. Truthfully, I just I don't stay tuned into that whole thing because I'm just tired of the nonsense, and I don't know. There's so many differences of opinions in.
Yeah.
When it comes to all of that, and I just try to.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah.
This is like drama with a capital D. 4 hours. $250 million civil fraud trial. Mm-hmm. And it's not just against him. It's against him and his co-defendants. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That they, what's the Attorney General saying? That they repeatedly inflated Trump's net worth by as much as $3.6 billion between 2011 and 2021. So it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
All right. I mean that's one of the big stories, and of course what's going on in the rest of the world. We talked about it quite a bit yesterday about Gaza City and the Israeli military saying yesterday that they have forced a completed encircling of Gaza City. It's just such a cluster over there, man. 240 hostages remain in Hamas captivity, and plenty of Americans too. So I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know how much more. I mean, every morning I think, out of respect, I think we should talk about this because I think this is obviously having and will continue to have some global impact, and it will impact. It's impossible for this not to impact everyone.
I have a hard time discussing this subject. Michael touched on it a little bit last night. He and I certainly align in agreement. But it's just a really touchy subject.
It sure is.
And it's extremely sad and disgusting. It's beyond sad. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And,
you're right.
I mean, my heart's with Israel for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the thought of some that.
Well, like I said, it's everywhere. I mean, when your 9-year-old little girl comes up to you and says, there's a war going on, Daddy. Do you know about this? I mean, it's just trying to explain what war is to a child who is so innocent and doesn't.
And I'm sure
can't even
hearing
grasp, hatred or can't even grasp it.
And I'm sure she's hearing things that are happening to children.
Yeah. What she's. I mean,
it's complete genocide.
I mean, commercials are. I mean, the stuff on the TV. I mean, you can't hide any of this. But anyway, listen, everyone, have a fabulous day today. Just relax, have fun, enjoy this weather. As I said, 55 degrees later on today. It is going to be just stellar. It's going to be beautiful.
Agreed. Have a great day. Love you.
I mean, I'm even saying, like, G-string weather.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
The final story this morning that I want to tell you. 4 men caught and charged with the theft. I'm not kidding, Raylene. Theft of an 18-karat solid gold toilet from Blenheim Palace. That's the sprawling English mansion where the British wartime leader Winston Churchill was born. Fully functioning toilet, solid gold. Price tag value of this toilet, $5.95 million for a solid gold toilet. I'm going to post a picture of it here in a minute.
Okay.
That Winston Churchill
Once took a shit on.
once. Say that again a little bit louder so we can hear you.
Once took a shit on.
That's it right there. I'm gonna. Here it is, right here. What? Honestly, what? Seriously? Have a great day, everyone. I love you. Over and out.